they love their crab cakes and they love their football. That's what Maryland does. And we are at M&T Bank Stadium down near the Inner Harbor of Baltimore. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Cleveland Browns. Time for a much-needed and much-welcome diversion. The NFL is back. Here we go, Week 1. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. 5 yards on the game's first play. Second down. Ball carrier.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. With a man with a big new contract, Myles Garrett, in there to take him down.
There's Myles Garrett forcing another offensive lineman to yell, look out, to his quarterback as he ends up putting him on the deck. 30.5 sacks in his first 3 seasons. Easily one of the best 3-down defensive ends in the NFL.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson from the shotgun. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They go play action. Mayfield. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Intercepted.
So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right, there were no defenders out there. A little bit different when there's live guys out there chasing the football.
This pass into the arms of Snead. And he's got room. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43. A big play there on the catch and run. 55 yards. So forget about any talk of possible safeties. Here's 1st and 10, clear on the other side of the field. A handoff. It's Mark Ingram. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On second down, Jackson. Caught right side at Snead. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 26. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
15-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. The Browns D locked in on 3rd down, brings up 4th.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Well, they started that drive all the way back at the 1, able to march down, get 3.
It was daunting to begin with, wasn't it? But I thought overall, a very poised and efficient drive to get 3 points.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Mayfield's pass.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
First down, Cleveland.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Mayfield throwing complete there to Hooper. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
19 yards.
And there's a completion to Austin Hooper. What a big-time acquisition for this offense in Cleveland. Came from Atlanta as a 2-time Pro Bowler. Had nearly 800 yards in receptions and 6 touchdowns last year. And he spends a lot of time with his quarterback in order for them to get on the same page on every snap.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
A gain of 21.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown.
Complete to
Taywan Taylor there to make the grab. And the Browns have taken the lead. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Steps away to his left. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Greedy Williams picks it off. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. From the gun, it's Jackson. And his throw is incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. But now it'll be 3rd down.
Greedy Williams on the coverage.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. Myles Garrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
A big loss on the play.
Here's Sam Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. And he'll try and hurry the kick, gets it away, but it's not looking that great. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. But you might remember Nick Chubb, he had a heck of a game last year in Week 4 in what turned out to be a 40-25 Browns win over these Ravens. He finished with 165 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Of course, never fear for the Ravens, though. After that loss, they went on a run. They would win their next 12 in a row to finish the regular season at 14-2. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice...
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Complete to
Odell Beckham there to make the grab. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Now Parkey for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Makes the score Browns 14, Ravens 3.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
At the 23-yard line.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. To throw is Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, Jackson forced out to his left. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at about the 32. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Here's Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
15.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was looking for the Michigan Wolverine, Donovan Peoples-Jones. And it's 2nd down.
On the coverage.
Mayfield on play action. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. And between the last 2 plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field. They'll give it to Chubb. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns.
The ball carrier.
Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Parkey with the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. for it here, and this will be caught. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10.
Brings up second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Again, Jackson sliding out of the pocket. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
That is definitely what we call a defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this open. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. That's the rookie from LSU, Grant Delpit. He's at the 30. Past the 20.
That's all you got.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
Rookie lining up for the extra point.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Open here is Allison. That's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good...
Oh, and for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. That's the rookie from LSU, Grant Delpit. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
Good. 180.
Following the interception, Mayfield. That's out to Chubb, complete.
Here we go. Here we go.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger...
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham as the first half is winding down. And this offense is running away with this one.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Parkey adds the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation, either side of the ball.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
And we'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Flushed out right. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The tight end, David Njoku, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Mayfield looks to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And, Charles, the good news, they got the stop defensively. The bad news, this is a huge hole that they're in right now. How do they start to dig out of it?
That's a great question, because we're not even going to talk about how do they win it, right? We want to see how they can kind of claw back and at least make themselves feel better about the game, because this one is likely out of reach, but maybe one possession at a time. Try and play a little bit better and have some respect when you come out of the game.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete.
Complete.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
He's going deep for Brown. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target. And now it's second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing again. Jackson. Being chased out left. Out left side here to Bryant. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
1st and 10.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson escaping the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
His throw caught at about the 5. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal. From the gun, Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Complete to number 13.
Odell Beckham with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns as his guys continue to pour it on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Mark Andrews, a first-time Pro Bowler, the intended target. But now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And now here is another interception. Picked off near the 26. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Now he's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Parkey with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And, Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener. To throw again. Jackson dancing to his left. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 42. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener. And it's a first down.
2-yard line.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And incomplete on the deep ball. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those. But the coverage has been excellent thus far. And it was again on the last play.
We're in Baltimore. Third quarter action. 2nd and 10. And he can't hang on. He had a good shot there for his third pick of the game. Instead, it's third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And Jackson throwing once more. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 16. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens, they claw one back. Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind, you're thinking Lamar Jackson got in the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
Here's Jackson, operating from the gun, eluding the pressure right. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good.
51, Ravens 9.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. That's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line.
It's
a big play that time for Cleveland. 53 yards. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. This is caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Odell Beckham.
A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns continue to roll. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
The score, Browns 58, Ravens 9.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
A gain of 13. It's a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Pass from Jackson, complete to Ingram. Give him 2 yards on that play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. The Ravens on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
It's a gain of 10,
and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Watch 36. 36 to Mike.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Going up top. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Paul Richardson, 46 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though.
5-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
He's taken
the Ravens on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Over the middle, it's complete. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home because it's coming through loud and clear.
And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Mayfield on 1st down. That's going to be caught by Richardson. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Baltimore. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
45-yard line.
Jackson on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call a position, it's who you put there. And there we saw completion. This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
That's good.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Ingram again, a 1st down carry. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. Key to tight end. Hey, we got 3 down. Key 8.
One last shot for Jackson. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash.